Hey folks, it's the Red, and welcome back to the Crash Bandicoot Warp No Damage Run. From the depths of the secret warp room, as we will now begin the last 5 levels of the game, starting with level 26, Ski Crazed. It's another jet ski level, and hey, look! It's not Coco's icon down there below Cortex, it's Crash's, which means a jet ski level for Crash! How's that for a change? Ah, dang it! So, here's a fun little tidbit about this level. Ski Crazed is the name of a game that Naughty Dog was working on back in 1986. A fairly simple game where you're basically just using a jet ski to drive up ramps. Not unlike what we're doing here in Crash 3, with all of its jet ski levels. In a weird way, you could basically look at Ski Crazed as something of a jet ski prototype of what we would get in Crash 3. And I think it's kind of cool that they tied in the name of that game with this level here in Crash 3. Nice little callback to that. Other than that, though, that's about the only interesting tidbit that I have to share with you about this level, because, well, if you look around, there's not really much to look around at. The whole level is basically just an assortment of boxes, bombs, and ramps throughout the whole level in one long shot, and this jet ski level has the most boxes in the game out of all jet ski levels. So this one could go on for a little while. And yeah, given that it's basically just a level with boxes, bombs, and ramps, there's not really a whole lot that I have to talk about here. I am sorry to say. It's, if I'm totally honest, kind of a bland and boring level, not exactly my favorite in the game. But the thing about this level, being as late into the game as it is that they know that you already have all the crystals at this point, or have it. Well, not necessarily. I mean, you can come here just by collecting 5 relics, which you could get as early as the first warp room, but there's no crystal to collect here, basically, so it's just the box completion gem, and that's the only reason that you should need to come here. Whoa, that was a little risky. But yeah. All you have to do here is get the box completion gem, and they made sure to make that box completion gem quite difficult to get. You have to do a lot of big jumps in order to get all the boxes on this level, and they love putting them in close proximity with these bombs and nitro crates and all sorts of stuff around here. I say all sorts of stuff, but really those are the only things. And for the most part, you don't really need to use your tricks. Oh god, I keep missing boxes. Yeah, you're not really going to need your tricks all that much in order to break all the boxes, except for a few towards the end. I mean, you can do tricks if you want, though you risk missing them that way, if you're not careful. So, yeah. This stage is kind of simple, and that's kind of working against me here, because I really don't have all that much to say about it. I mean, yeah, after this last checkpoint here, they start putting the boxes in pretty close proximity with with a couple of bombs, but if you take it kind of slow, you really shouldn't have too much trouble with that. Doing a trick kind of helps to break all those both of those boxes at once, so that you don't have to make a return trip. I think I missed one of those, actually. Yep, there it is. I don't know how I missed that one. I think that was one of the ones in the middle. And here's the nitro detonator. Now, you want to hit this ramp off the right side so that you don't wind up hitting those bombs down there. And speaking of those bombs, we're going to have some boxes between them, so we're going to have to move very carefully to get to these two here. Lightly tap the X button and make sure you don't make any sudden turns there, and you should be okay. And not too fast up these ramps either. And there's our box completion gem. Pretty simple level. Yeah, don't really have much else to say here. And well, Ski Crazed is done. Coco comes out with the gem, and we don't need to speak of it again. So, we have a few outtakes for you, and be sure to join us next time as we take on level 28. Area 51? Well, are we going there or not? We'll find out next time. See you then! And that's all you're doing for this entire level. Oh, dang it! Which is essentially what you're doing in this whole level. Jeez! Game, so the only reason you need to come here is for a box completion gem. Okay. Not okay. It was a fairly simple game where you basically use a jet. There were no bombs, though. And here's the nitro detonator. As you can see, there were some nitros up ahead that set off some boxes around there. I would have thought that... right at the end, too.